To tell my story, I will have to take you back to a time before I considered being a social worker. Being a victim of child abuse and a witness to domestic violence, I had struggled greatly in school, barely graduated high school, and began working in meaningless, tedious jobs. I would become bored with them and always knew that I wanted something more. I just didn't know what. It wasn't until my daughter was born in 2007 that pushed me to go back to school. I had my first experience with a social worker when I began taking classes at Southwest Wisconsin Technical College in the Human Services program. She was my instructor and the one that opened the door to this field for me. After completing a year at the technical college and building enough confidence within myself, I decided to apply at University of Wisconsin-Platteville, where I obtained my Bachelor's of Science in Psychology. After graduating in 2012, my husband, daughter, and I moved to Georgia. I began working at a substance abuse clinic in Savannah and as a registered behavior technician on Fort Stewart. But that still wasn't enough. I felt unfulfilled because in my position as an RBT, I was only able to do certain things, and I found myself wanting to do so much more for my clients. So in early 2015, I applied to Savannah State University, hoping to reserve a spot in their MSW program. I received my acceptance letter and would begin my journey in the fall of 2015. I was excited, yet extremely nervous, because I had no idea what challenges laid ahead. I knew it would be tough because I had 2 children to raise instead of 1, and a husband who served, meaning he was gone on many deployments and wouldn't be available to take on some of the responsibilities. I would have to be a full-time student and a full-time mother. I won't lie, it was difficult, and there were many times that I wanted to quit, but having the emotional support of my family and friends, I continued on. Savannah State has provided me with many opportunities to grow professionally and personally from the very beginning. Starting in the first year, I was able to build a strong foundation and integrate the core competencies of the NASW Code of Ethics with such courses as cultural diversity that taught me that in order to be effective, I must show respect for all people and demonstrate an understanding of diversity. Policy and practice, which taught me about the importance of understanding and advocating in the development and implementation of social policies that impact a client's micro, meso, and macro systems. Social work practice with groups, communities, and organizations, which taught me the basic concepts of theories of group work such as the human development, ecological, and strengths perspective, and how to integrate these theories into practice, working with multicultural and minority groups in urban and rural environments. And research methods, where I had the opportunity to complete a group design and a single subject design that would teach me how to use appropriate assessment tools when working with different populations. During my second year, my focus was more clinical and behavioral health related, with such courses as Integrative Seminar, which is where I developed my espoused theories and formed my own social work practice philosophy. Clinical 1 and 2, where I learned about different treatment modalities that I could use with individuals such as CBT, DBT, brief solution focused, and different therapies when working with families, such as structural therapy, strategic, and Bowenian. And finally, my mental health issues class that provided me with a knowledge on psychopharmacology and social work practice when working with individuals of all ages. Field placement was an integral part of this program, which allowed me to be placed in 2 very different agencies. The first one, I was placed in the Counseling Center at Savannah College Art and Design, where I would be working with college-age students who had many different diagnoses. I participated in individual and group counseling sessions, organized and administered workshops on conflict resolution, and engaged in outreach activities with the students. My second internship, I was placed at Helen's Haven Children's Advocacy Center, where I was exposed to working with children who had experienced significant trauma. I completed training in trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy and completed a certificate as a trauma professional. Through both experiences, I have been able to develop the competency skills that I need to uphold the code of ethics that make up the social work field. Savannah State afforded me many other scholarly opportunities to engage in different activities, such as being a graduate assistant, where I was exposed to grant writing and research, as well as being a teacher's aide. I was awarded the Mary Jane Stinson Grant through the local Clinical Social Work Association of Savannah, received the Outstanding Research Award from the annual research conference held at SSU, and finally, I was accepted to be a recipient of the Behavioral Health Grant, which provided me with tuition, assistance, and a monthly stipend to engage in other professional development activities. Above all else, Savannah State has taught me the importance of client self-determination and empathetic response. As a chapter of being a graduate student in the MSW program at Savannah State University comes to an end, I am experiencing feelings of excitement because I know that through the classes, coursework, and field experiences I have received at Savannah State University, it has made me more than ready to start the next chapter of my life.